Hey everybody, it's Kelleborn. Um, so I'm back to do another herbal episode. Today we're going to talk about um, baneful herbs. I actually had somebody request baneful herbs, and yeah, so I figured I would start off with Mandrake, which is now this is not the Mandragora. This is Podophyllum, which is the Mayapple, or also known as the Mayapple. Now the Mayapple is a ground cover, so if you're going to go out and you're going to look for it, um, I'll put a picture in here of what it looks like, probably right about here. And whenever you get out there, basically it is one of the only plants that has two leaves. It comes up and it's got like a Y shape. It's got the two leaves that look like an umbrella. And then from that point, there's usually a little white flower that's in the middle of the fork. Um, they usually grow, the leaves themselves are anywhere from about 20 to 40 centimeters in diameter. So they can get fairly large. They're commonly known as mayapple or American mandrake or wild mandrake, or ground lemon. And they're usually found in eastern United States or southeastern Canada. So they're fairly northern plants. Now, they do like to live in shaded, moist areas. So if you're going to look for them, that's probably where you want to start at if you're going to go look in the wild. Um, they are a spreading plant that is grown by rhizomes, and the rhizomes they're not very big. I mean, they can get fairly large when it comes to larger plants, but they're not what you would think of when you watch Harry Potter, when you pull it out and it's got that mandragora. That is the a different variety of mandrake. I think that's actually the black mandrake. This is considered the white mandrake. Anyway, they run in shoots, and so they're ground covers. And I actually have some over there. I'm not going to pull them out. So yeah. Anyway, they usually are about 30 to 40 centimeters tall. Now, when you average that out, that's probably, let's see. Okay, so 40 centimeters, which is the higher end of it, is going to be about 15 inches. So 30, you're looking at probably about 10 inches. So 10 to 15 inches or 16 inches, actually 15.7. So about 10 to 16 inches is what you'd be looking for. You'll be looking for the forked stem with the one flower, or a fruit that resembles a lemon. It looks like a lemon. Now the the mayapple, as it's called, is not actually poisonous in moderate amounts. I actually have a recipe for mandragora wine. Now, mandragora is kind of just the umbrella name for mandrake. Um, the one that we're talking about, like I said today, is podophyllum, and the reason it's called it's a podophyllum is it actually has podophyllum toxin, which is in the leaves, in the stems, and in the rhizomes. That's the poisonous part of it. The mayapple, in small quantities, you can actually consume. Now, the flower or the leaves, the stems, and the rhizomes, those are able to be used topically, not taken within. Now, I do have some mandrake powder here. This is what it looks like. Well, it just looks like powder. That is from the leaves, the stems, and the rhizomes. Probably more like the rhizomes, more likely the rhizomes, because it's brown. Sorry, sweetie. Um, anyway, so when it comes to this, it's like I said, it's got a drug is containing podophyllin toxin. Podophyllitoxin is the name for it. And it's used as a purgative or a cytostatic. Um, the salicylic acid is used to treat plantar warts. So those are usually what it is. Now, normally they're grown as ornamental plants or ground coverage. You won't normally just see them just being grown for what we would normally grow them for. So now there's many species of these. The mayapple, that is the one that is the running shoots. I mean, literally, it's like I have one that's probably a little bit larger than that. And it's just a bunch of shoots that are running, and it's got roots that come off in certain areas, and then that's where the shoots come up from. So yeah, you can find them online, eBay. Most generally is where I find mine is eBay. And they send it to you like in dirt and the roots and whatnot. You can find some that are actually just in pots. They've planted them. I do have some seeds of black mandrake, the mandragora, which is all toxic, flowers, all of that. That's why it's considered a baneful herb. It's toxic. Now when it comes to the mayapple, the medicinal uses. Now this is per Wikipedia. It was used by American Indians as an emetic, a cathartic, or cathartic, and a helminitic whatever agent. They also boiled the roots and used the water to cure stomach aches. The rhizome of the mayapple has been used for a variety of medical purposes, originally by indigenous inhabitants and later by the settlers. Mayapples can also be used topically for warts, and two of its derivatives, I'm not going to pronounce those, so you can Wikipedia them yourself, have shown promising in treating some malignant neoplasms as well. So that is just a little brief description on mandrake and such. I will get some information on magical uses. I'll go in here and find it. Let's see. And the question would be, is it under mandragora, mayapple, or is it under... It's under mayapple. Okay, so now the folk names, like I said, American mandrake. Now there's also some other names in here. Duck's foot, hog apple, mandrake, raccoonberry, and wild lemon. Now, whenever you're using it, you want to remember it's actually considered a masculine gender. The planetary sign for it is Mercury, and the element sign is fire, powers, money. So the magical uses for it are going to be generally used as a substitute for European mandrake. Its use is practically identical, and the mayapple is not related to the true mandrake. So let me see if they have the European mandrake in here. And of course they don't. So let's look it up on... Yeah, let's look in here. In fact, I'm getting this information from Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, as well as Herbal Magic. If it's in here, I don't know if it is or not. It should be. Yeah, it just pretty much gives the same thing. Now, when it comes to the May apple, there's a lot of well, in fact, the let me just look at the Mandrake, because this is technically Mandrake that we're talking about today. They're a little different in the two different things, but they're still considered Mandrake. It's basically American Mandrake is what it is, and I have the other one in there, the Black Mandrake. Mandrake. Okay, here we go. So this is kind of what the original plant looks like. This is an actual Mandrake root. Now it's known as Atropa mandragora. Anybody that knows what like Atropa belladonna, that's belladonna, and it's poisonous. It's basically just Mandragora officinale, which is poison. It's used for protection, fertility, money, love, health, all of that. A whole mandrake root placed in the mantle of a home will give the house protection, fertility, and prosperity. Mandrake is also hung at the headboard for protection during sleep and carried to attract love and worn to prevent contraction of illness. Where there is mandrake, demons cannot reside. So it's used as basically a repellent for demons. To activate a dried mandrake root, for example, to bring its powers out of hibernation, place it in some prominent location in the house and leave it there undisturbed for 3 days. Then place it in warm water and leave overnight. Afterwards, the root is activated and may be used in any magical practice. The water in which the root has bathed can be sprinkled at the windows and doors to protect and keep out people that's unwanted, as well as to purify them. Or onto people to purify them, sorry. Now, the mandrake also has long served as a puppet in image magic, but it's extremely scarce. The extreme scarcity is high cost, usually forces the magician and witch to look for substitutes like ash root, apples, the root of a bryony, the American May apple, which is what I have over there. And many others can be used. Money placed beside a mandrake root, especially silver coins, is said to double, and the scent of the mandrake causes sleep. So that is kind of just a rundown. So basically, if you want to protect your home, you can put it in a place that, say for instance, over your fireplace, used as for protection, fertility, over your bed frame or head of your bed for protection as you sleep. And I would say probably just using it like over a door or a mantle, a door frame, putting it over a door frame, and then because you have to leave it there for 3 days, put it where you want it to be, leave it there for 3 days, and then put it into water for 24 hours. Then once you've done that, you can put it back where it was at, and that's used as a protection ward. And then you can use the water that it actually came from to put around your windows as wards. Now, the dirt that I have that came with it, I'm going to use similar to graveyard dirt. I mean, it's going to have properties because the mandrake did grow in it. Once I get my black mandrake grown, then I will have a more authentic, old world type of product, I guess I could say. And those are the roots that actually come out that look like people. They looks like it's got a head, or the plant, like the hair, and then it's got 2 arms and then a little body and like 2 legs. So it looks like a person most generally if it grows properly. Now those are used in a lot of different ways. I've seen people using them as poppets. They dress them up and specifically use them towards a certain person. But usually you'll find Mandrake is used more in powder form and incense and things like that. It's really not safe to breathe, but in small amounts it's not going to do too much harm for you, or do too much harm to you. But most generally it's used in sachets and poppets and around the home as a warding and protection. So if you're looking for something to help protect it on your body, you can use it for protection. Put it in a little trinket or a locket, or if you have a poison ring, put it into a ring, grind it up, and you can fit more in there. Or if you just want to chop off a chunk and put it in there, you can do that as well. So that just kind of gives you a rundown of what Mandrake is, the Atropa mandragora, as well as the podophyllum, which is the May apple, and then the black mandrake, which is the Atropa mandragorum. I actually, once I get these planted and get some fruit from them, I do have a recipe that makes 9 bottles of mandragora wine. So I'm going to make some mandragora wine, and yeah, I might send it out as gifts or whatnot whenever, probably next Christmas, because you have to let them ferment and all that jazz. So it will be a time-consuming type of thing. But anyway, this is a shorter video, and I'm trying to make them shorter. I'm trying to just kind of cram everything into a little bit. I'm doing videos a day because I'm actually just kind of trying to keep my mind off of something. My grandmother's very ill. She's in the hospital, and we may think that, or the doctor's thinking that she just got over lung cancer, and it may have spread to liver and colon, and we just don't know yet. So this is basically me trying to keep my mind off of things. So anyway, if you like the video, please share it and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are subscribed, hit the like button if you like this type of content. I want to go over a few other things. I don't have any of my belladonna. It didn't grow last year, so I have some seeds in there that I'm going to put out, but I will talk about those. I'll talk about those in a second. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video, guys. And many blessings to you all, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching.